It's time for another Inktober. Oops. Not at all what I wanted. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to just see that it's definitely live. Okay. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? 80%. Cool. What is that? Little dots. Alright. Sketching peppermint. This is Murky is the prompt. And let's do this a little different than usual. I'm pulling up chat just in case. Okay, so actually let's fill this and let's sketch with a little lighter. Let's see here. This one's gonna be like not straightforward. So I've been thinking about this all day, and I don't even think I'm gonna pull it off. It's kind of hard to process my feelings into a drawing for this. Okay, so it's like a down shot of a person. Oh, I need to fix that. This one is supposed to be going further back. So let's, oh no, I did that all wrong. That's fine. Let's go to a new one. Let's cover this up with, where is it? This one. I love this one because it's really fast. And I'll just clean that up later. So let's go back to a new layer and back to sketching. And then if we zoom in really, really far, we can get the original color, essentially. Cool. All right, so this one, well, it's still a down shot, but it is coming towards me and then going to the back. But this one is farther back. Okay. And there's got to be some movement. So they're like twisting their body, and this shoulder is coming out. Here's like the elbow, here's the wrist. So closer to the camera. And then this one is limper. Like they don't know what they're doing, and this hand is like, so this one's outstretched with a lot of feeling. But this hand is softer. Just kind of hanging there. And I want it to come down a bit like that. I'm gonna have to fix the face. I think it's a little too wide. Not sure yet. It helps when I add whatever these are called. It's been like 20 years since I took anatomy. All right. I really don't know how else to interpret this correctly without adding words. Yeah, I think that should be the width of the neck, which means I'll probably have to redo the face, which that's fine. So to fix my mistake from earlier, I'm gonna make a new layer, throw it down. Oh, I don't need to do this. Well, yeah, I do. Okay, so then I'm gonna do that. So now I do have a solid layer. So now I can take this one and opacity down to about 40, and this one we're gonna leave, and this one is gonna be down to like 40. Cool. Maybe even more, geez. Next layer. So this will be my next attempt at the sketch. Mostly I'm gonna focus on doing the face right. It's supposed to look like incredibly worried and tired, like their whole future is murky. And I'm hoping to put across my point in just the pose and the colors that I will use, which will be at the end. Okay, so they should be wearing fun clothes. I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was younger. I took it really seriously until I found out how hard it was to make it in that world, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna make clothes for myself. And I have every once in a while, but yeah. Okay, it needs a pocket, and then I think they're wearing like pants all the way down. Pocket. Pants without pockets are like an abomination. Unless that's like a style you're going for, they should always have pockets. There, just like a hint of butt, a hint of butt. All right. See, a sketch is really, really good first. Because when I'm doing it, I see all these lines in the sketches that I didn't actually intend. And then I actually use them. So it takes a lot of practice, but also and I don't know, like you're choosing the lines that you want to see, because there's lots of different ways to represent a thumb, so, or a finger or whatever, if any of that made sense. Not bad. All right, so the shoulder will actually only go up to here, and then this will go here. All right. And for the illusion, I think that needs to come down more. Like so. Kitten, what the? Don't. I fork and swear, cat. Kitten, you're up to no good. Yeah, it's better. It's still a little lopsided, because if I don't draw straight, that happens. All right, so other hand is just kind of a timid hand. Cat. I will punch you in the kitty face. Yes, I will. Yes, I'll punch you in the kitty face. Come on, stop. Go bother the other cats, please. That was I'll punch you in the face by me. Okay, so wait, the arm is coming down and then this is coming up. Boop, boop. So down, right here, slightly away from the body. And then here's the arm and here's the arm. Cool, that's looking pretty okay. No, I think it should be that way. And then I'd always cut my nails super short. So even though I draw people with nails, I never have any. I feel like they get in the way, especially if you play piano. Okie So now what we can do is hide this one and this one and this one. Make a new layer. Take this opacity down. But the new one is going to be ink. And we're gonna continue with the rusty nib. I think I did the ultra smooth brush liner last time. It was close, but no cigar. Okay, and then worried, very worried. Like they've been crying. Let's give them a septum piercing. But let's do it right. My hands are more shaky today. Oops, almost messed that up. let's fix that one line right there. This one I'm gonna have to add like some effects, I think, because it's supposed to be murky, so I want her to come, or them to come out of, oops, there we go. When I was 12 and 13, I played piano for a recording company, and it was like, you know, I was young. I was just making music on the piano, neoclassical pianism. And the first concert I ever did, or maybe it was the second, I don't remember, but I made a mistake. And honestly, nobody would have noticed because it was original compositions. How could they know? And so when I did the mistake, I stopped and I said, oops. And then, you know, I kept going. I finished. But the people who run that recording company were like, if you make a mistake, just keep going. You don't need to say oops. People were really nice about it. I even gave out one signature. Oh well. They gave me an ultimatum. They said, make more music or do what you really love. And what I really love is to do whatever I want to do. Oops. So one day it'll be music, and then the next day it'll be robotics, and the next day it'll be drawing or programming, video games, board games. I don't know. I didn't want to be held into a box. And I felt like they were going to put me in the box. Especially since I met a lot of other professionals. And like they only focused on one thing. They only focused on that one craft. There's nothing wrong with that. It just wasn't for me. Let's fix this. Okay, so it's right there, and then there's that. Okay. I do wish I had gone to art school though. It's just, there's no way I could ever afford that. No way. I was offered a full boat by like some super prestigious school in Chicago. I don't remember the name. And the lady told me, you know, she's gonna offer me a scholarship, full boat, but she wants to see what I do my senior year, because I was just a freshman at the time. So I meet her on portfolio day, and I'm a senior, and I show her my artwork, and it's got the art that she really liked, which was mostly like faces, the human body, because I get really into that. But it was also like this, like what I'm drawing right now. And she said, because of this kind of art, she would never let me in her school. And so, like, I saw a potential with this kind of art. Like, I was thinking Roy Lichtenstein and I mean, there's like Andy Warhol and Keith Haring, and they all incorporate this very like comic-like style. And so what I wanted to do was huge acrylic paintings where I'm like expressing an emotion, usually depression. And then there would be a few words. And I do some of these paintings today on my own time, and they don't show anywhere. But yeah, she didn't like it. So anyways, I'm distraught. Like, I'm just a high schooler. And I also, like, as I'm walking away, I know she's just full of bullshit. Like, I know as I'm walking away that it's just about money. So, like, why would a school give you a full boat scholarship? It's because they're going to get some sort of return, because it's all about money. And she saw no monetary value in my artwork, which that's fine. I don't do this to make money. But I'm still distraught because it's like I was told I was getting a full boat. So, because I already knew from researching like how expensive art schools were. Anyways, I'm walking around, I'm super depressed. And this other school, because if you don't know, Portfolio Day, everybody, like a bunch of schools will go and like you meet up in like a hotel or something, and then they have their booths and they look at your artwork and they kind of like tell you about their process of getting into school. Anyways, another school, this lady, she asked me to come over and she's like, well, let me see your artwork. And I pull up my portfolio, which is your curated nicer pieces. And she's like, oh, no, I don't want to look at that. I want to see your sketchbook. So I give her my sketchbook and she starts giggling and laughing at my art. And I'm like, oh, here's another one. She's just going to make fun of me. But instead, she's like, I love your artwork. And I'm like, oh, it's like, okay. And she's like, because it reminds me of my daughter. And she was specifically referring to a bunch of these like silly cat drawings I had done. Like the cats with like the farting and I don't know, whatever. Anyways, she offered me a partial scholarship because at the time that school did not offer full. She said she would offer me full, but she just, their school just doesn't do that. There was no funding for that, which I think now there is. But this, again, was 22 years ago. Anyways. But yeah, after that, I felt a lot better. Like, I realized definitively that I'm not going to an art school. There's no way I'm paying for that. And also, it emboldened me not to give up. Like, the world may not like your artwork. That's okay. You don't do it for them. Although, a lot of people do like my artwork. I've had art shows. A lot of the times, though, I just do artwork for friends and family for fun. Every once in a while, I'll come out with a banger that I'm really proud of. I don't like this eye. It's just they're not the same shape. I could erase things, but like sometimes I treat it like I'm really doing this with ink. Which a lot of times when I'm doing art, that looks like a male. I don't like it. I like to do art with no sketch first. The piece will still come out very sketchy, but I like it where you can't hide your mistakes. So you just gotta figure it out, make it look nice. Let's bring this down a bit because I'm just gonna make it too big. I don't feel like doing individual laces. That's fine. That's good enough. Oh, hey. There's like a belt. Didn't even notice that. They could use a belt. I should also add in the belt loops. There we go. And then all right, here I'll just erase. Boop, 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 boop. Now for the colors. All right, so let's hide this one, create a new layer, and then my my color work is not that great. Let me look up two things that I need. Clickety click, 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 click. That's one. I need to look up a second. Click, 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 click. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to draw one more thing on them. Let's go back here. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, damn. Oh, wait. Let me look at it. So halves. Oh, this is so hard. There, 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 that's not bad. Okay, so first let's do the other one. This one we need to switch layers. So it's gonna be about there. Let's switch to a fun super dry brush blender. What does that look like? That'll work. We need that color. And then we need that color. And then we need to fix the other colors, man. Close enough. Last, just a darker gray. Maybe a little darker than that. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then what else do I want to do? I want to make sure, let's hide this for a second. Switch to this. Switch back to whatever brush that was. Oh man, now I don't remember. Ultra smooth brush liner, I believe. Back to black. Back streets back. Alright. That looks good. I don't see any holes. Maybe I didn't need to switch back. Maybe I did a good job. There we go. That's fixed now. So now we switch to this and you choose automatic and not color fill. Okay, so select. Oh no, where is it getting through? I'm super confused. Did I change like settings on this or something? How is it getting through those? I feel like I changed settings. Huh. Preferences. I think I touched that. Let's try it again. Nope, that was not it. I never had this problem before. Oh well, we'll do it the long way. A little too big. You need it big for these parts, but small enough to not mess up the rest. They did just have a huge update with this app, so I don't know if they effed with something. Ugh, I hate it when it does that. Maybe my friend's right. Maybe I need to try a new app. I've just used Procreate for so long. Let's actually undo that. Switch to smaller. Getting there. Just gotta get around the head. And in these very few spots. That's fine, I made a mistake. Let's just undo it then. Whatever, close enough. Don't need to be perfect. Okay, I could probably get away with slightly bigger. there we go. So then, oh, whoops. Just a little bit more. Oh, that's too small. Cool. There we go. Next is I want to make a new layer above this and introduce highlights, I think. But we need to use a different pen. Ooh. Okay. I'm not very good at this, so this is just me playing around. And you'll see. It'll make sense, I think, when I'm done. Don't like that one. It's a little better. And right there, there. Okay, then the idea was to change it and see what it looks like. I like screen. Okay. Just stylize it a bit. I hate it when it does that. Let's make it slightly smaller. And then okay, and then make a new one. Okay. Oh, look at all that. So multiply, darken. Darken I like. Like that. Okay. So we need a gold color. We need this to be pretty small. Yeah, that's in the right position. And then I need a balloon. Pink. 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 And then white. Okay. I feel like I need to do a little bit of work on this. Let's go back to like that bluish color. Because it's too cartoonish sticking out. Where am I? I'm there. Oh, I see it now. Then we'll zoom out and look at it and see if it looks nice. That definitely adds something to it. And then let's switch to its layer, and we're gonna do highlight for the gold pin. There we go. And then the last part, or two last parts. So the first last part goes here. We're gonna take that color and make it darker. I need something messy. Let's choose a different super messy, whatever this is. Cool. Make it big. There we go. Let's actually do two different colors. The next part is what goes over everything. Right. This one looks nice. Ooh, that one looks better. Let's try it. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not erasing the whole thing. I'm gonna play around with it. So now let's play around with it. So first of all, opacity, not 100% for sure. Let's then go back to this and make it bigger. And refine it a bit. Let's do a different color. Too light, way too light. Let's actually make this like that. All right, then let's do one more layer. Oh, not that, this. I feel like I'm gonna need to crop it before I share it on social media. But it's basically done. Well, thanks for joining. I'll be back tomorrow to do another. If it'll let me, jeez,